Thanks for checking out the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to see me play your deck, hang out with me in the amazing BoshNRoll community in Discord, access to my lists and sideboard guides before tournaments, book an individual coaching session, or just generally want to support what's going on here, check out the Patreon and YouTube membership options. For the finest Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, use code BoshNRoll for 10% off your order at coalesceapparel.shop. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. If you want to play what I'm playing, use my affiliate link to support the channel while you shop for cards at tcgplayer.com and play any deck anytime on Magic Online with a cardhoarder.com loan account. Thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic. Welcome back for another BoshNRoll video. Today I'm playing Modern, and if this deck looks familiar, it's because I played something very similar to it very recently on the channel. This is Gruul Shamans from Choo Choo Beans, and the reason it's back again is twofold. One, I made a mistake. I played the wrong list. Choo Choo Beans and I had a chat going where several lists were shared for inspiration or whatever, and I ended up pulling one of the random conversation lists instead of Choo Choo Beans' actual list, so I played the wrong deck. And the one I played both wasn't very good, and I didn't play it very well, and all those factors combined, I want to give Choo Choo Beans another shake here. The core of this deck is that every creature, except for Harmonic Prodigy, is a shaman as its creature type. And those all feed Rageforger. When Rageforger enters the battlefield, put a +1 counter on each other shaman you control. Whenever a creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it attacks, you may have it deal 1 damage to target creature or planeswalker. This thing pours out damage really quickly, grows your board, and then starts flinging points of damage around when your bigger board attacks. Good stuff. I played this deck at a Grand Prix in Extended in, I think, 2010, 2011, whenever Extended Grand Prix Atlanta was. I took Gruul Shamans into the main event. I have some history with this archetype. I'm a big fan. Also, quick sidebar. On the last one, there was a lot of comments on how I say the word shaman. And sure, shaman, I don't know. This is just how I talk. Is what it is. Deal with it. Yeah, this Rageforger package is tucked into an aggressive curve. You've got some mana ramp in Ignoble Hierarch. You've got some additional fast mana in Burning Tree Emissary. Temporary, use it or lose it, fast mana in Burning Tree Emissary. And Harmonic Prodigy, the one non-shaman in the deck. It is a human wizard, but if an ability of a shaman or another wizard you control triggers, it triggers an additional time. That gives you 2 Exalted triggers, +2/+2 on an attack, 2 draws off Elvish Visionary, 4 mana off Burning Tree Emissary, 2 +1/+1 counters on Rageforger, and then each creature deals 2 damage when it attacks, 2 2-card loots with Seasoned Pyromancer, and you get back 2 cards with Eternal Witness. That's powerful. It's worth having a non-shaman in the deck. And in the last league, I was also confused about Harmonic Prodigy. A number of times I misevaluated how much damage my board could do because this thing's not a shaman. At one point, I thought there was a Moto bug because Rageforger triggered the wrong number of times, but once again, not a shaman. We'll do better this time. Collected Company is the top of your curve, where you get to chuck extra homies into play extra quickly, including the potential Eternal Witness, which immediately buys back your Collected Company to do it again. Good stuff. The list that I played last time had 2 Atarka's Command in it, and that card was bad 100% of the time, and I boarded it out basically every round. Choo Choo Beans has the Eternal Witness as a 1-of and Realm Walker in those 2 Atarka's Command spots. Realm Walker's pretty cool. In the last league I played, not a single game got to like a grindy spot where casting creatures off the top of my deck would have been relevant, but it's still really cool to have access to this. It's a creature with Changeling, which is really important because Flamekin Harbinger only searches for elementals, not shamans. And the elemental in this deck is Rageforger. A couple times in the last league, I wished Flamekin Harbinger could get something other than Rageforger, because Rageforger is only really good when you're already on board a little bit. Realm Walker is the perfect solution to that. It is an elemental that you could search for that then lets you cast more things and lets you pull back ahead. Really cool piece of tech. And I like that it's a one-of in a deck that can tutor it. The other big change is the mana base in the last deck had a lot of problems. It had Den of the Bugbears in it, which in your collected company deck that can't manipulate its cards at all. A lot of collected company decks, you end up in spots where you have 3 mana Coco in hand and you're like, come on, land. Then you draw land and it's Den of the Bugbear and you've just wasted a whole turn cycle. And like I said, none of the games came close to Realm Walker being a thing that I would want. And Realm Walker is something I want more often than activate Den of the Bugbear. So we just had an ETB tapped basic mountain for the most part. And it did come up. There was a game where collected company was in my hand and I was like, come on, land, and drew the Den and lost. Choo Choo Beans and I talked about that, and the list that he sent me had 0 dens in it, but it did have 4 Copperline Gorge, which has the same problem. Copperline Gorge is a little better because at least it's not a mountain. It does tap for both your colors, but I got rid of all those. I added a 4th Stomping Ground and 3 Verdant Catacombs. I think a completely ETB untapped mana base is really important. The last league I played, I think only had 2 Cavern of Souls as well. That was like the most important card. So we're up to 4 of those. And the last deck had 8 fetch lands in it, in its basic forest, basic mountain mana base, and none of them were Wooded Foothills. That was definitely just an oversight from whoever built the deck, but we now have a cleaner ETB, exclusively untapped, maxed out on Cavern of Souls mana base, with the correct fetch lands that can get your basic mountain in an emergency. This sideboard is also much more hateful. 3 Magus of the Moon, 3 Void Mirror. Big targets at the things that are problems. I got paired into Living End in the last one. That did not seem like a deck that was beatable at all, ever. I think we also played against Tron. Magus of the Moon as a 3-of. You draw it more often. You can Coco into it more often. Magus of the Moon, I think, is really good in the format right now. A lot of people are playing Leyline Binding decks with just the most greedy mana you've ever seen. I would love to punish them, just buy a turn or 2 to punch my shamans through. This sideboard makes more sense to me. Everything here makes more sense. I understand the rules and that Harmonic Prodigy is not a shaman. We've got an extra thing to tutor with Flamekin Harbinger. Everything feels better about this version. Let's go in there and try it again. Try to do a little better than the last one. I'm on the draw in round 1 with a hand that is actually pretty bad. Like, it doesn't get to spend its Burning Tree mana unless I draw 2-drop in the first 2 draw steps. And even then, like, if we get through that, the big payoff is casting Seasoned Pyromancer. I'm going to mulligan, try to get a little more aggressive. That's more like it. We got Rage Forger and Ignoble Hierarch to speed it up. I'm keeping this one. Probably going to send the Flamekin Harbinger. I already have the thing I would tutor for. An island. Okay. This Cavern of Souls hopefully will be good. Guess the question now is, do I lead on Forest to throw off the scent of uncounterable spells? But if they have like a way to counter Ignoble Hierarch, I don't know how you counter that for 1, but all right, I'm just going to jam the Cavern. On Shaman, and here comes an uncounterable Goblin Shaman. What deck in Modern goes Island Go? Could be like, is it Murktide? Oh, it's Mill. Don't have a good plan for this deck other than kill them dead, which is a fine plan, don't get me wrong. They played their land, which means they don't have a crab. There are no endurances in this build of the deck. It seems like a card that's just worth having around. I'm going to Cavern on Shaman again and play Seasoned Pyromancer. I want more than 1 Shaman in play. I'm not just trying to pump a Ignoble Hierarch with this Rage Forger. Cycling Fractured Sanity, that mills me for 4. Yeah, sure. Ignoble Hierarch, 2 lands and Coco hit the graveyard. Didn't want most of those anyway, sucker. Definitely discarding Wooded Foothills, and I think I'm actually going to drop the Elvish Visionary to make sure I have a land to Rage Forge and attack with 2 creature next turn, and that gives me the 1/1 to attack with. Oh, big money. Okay. We have a very exciting next turn coming. Yeah, discarding Foothills is to play around Archive Trap. My opponent's hand has looked pretty bad so far, and they kept it for a reason. Okay, now they can force me to shuffle if their hand is full of Archive Traps. There are 2 basics left in the deck for that Field of Ruin. In the case of Field of Ruin, each player searches their library. It is not optional. Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Exiled 14 cards. Sure. Get 2 Collected Companies, that's a relief. That's the most expensive card in my deck. Okay, I can Burning Tree into Rage Forger. That gives me an extra Shaman in play. And I'm just going for max damage output at this point. I have 3 Shamans in play. The second Rage Forger. I'm attacking for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here. Attack with all my creatures. 2 points with Rage Forger coming in. The opponent is dead on board, and I have 31 cards in my deck. Hoping for the best here. I know Mill has Damnations in the sideboard. I hope there's none in the main deck. Ruin Crab. That's a blocker. And if they go fetch land, crack fetch land, activate Field of Ruin, Archive Trap. That's 3, 6, 9, 24 cards. Yikes. If they have a fetch land and 2 Archive Traps, they actually win the game here. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Hedron Crab. Wow. Okay, so I'm not getting my field ruined. That's good. Fetch land is good for 12 cards. I don't think colorless mana does much for the spells in their deck. There's a lot of blue-blues and blue-blue-blues and blue-blacks. I guess if they have Surgical Extraction and just Soul Read that Rage Forger kills them, they could exile Rage Forger from my graveyard that's now there. They got Basic Island with that, so I don't yet need to think about Fatal Push. And cycled Fractured Identity, or Fractured Sanity, sure. I mill 4 more cards. Okay, let's get to my main phase. I'll play my land that I'm definitely not going to crack. And second Rage Forger is going to light them up. They're going to take 8 before they even go to blocks. Bang! Here they go. You're at 2 before you even block. And I have many more lethal attackers than that. Good show, Shamans. That was a much better start to this league than the last one. And I won the game with 14 cards in my deck. A single Archive Trap would have got the job done. A Void Mirror counters Archive Trap, but that's not even like good or important. I kind of wish that at least 2 of these Rex Sages were Endurances, just because that's a good card in Modern. Where Rex Sage, it is a Shaman, I get it. I'm not really sure what we're pointing Rex Sage at. The Urza Saga, I guess. But I would like some Endurances somewhere in the mix here. I don't think there's actually sideboard here. I could bring in Magus of the Moons, and that turns off their fetch lands and their Field of Ruins for extra crab hits and an Archive Trap considerations. It does mean I have to fetch a forest at some point, which I'm not sure that I want to do. This is also not a Shaman. It's a human wizard. Worth a consideration there. I'm not sure there is actually a sideboard here. I think I just try to race them. I don't have like heroic intervention or anything that would save my creatures from damnation. I could cut Flamekin Harbingers. Those are just more tutors that turn on Archive Trap. Yeah, maybe the Harbingers should become Moon Magi. It does raise the curve kind of a lot, but in a way that is relevant to this matchup. Okay, I'm going to keep this one. It's a little slow, but it does answer Crab, which is one of the important things to do. Mill kind of plays like Burn, where they have a bunch of spells that can go upstairs and finish you off, but really it's like the Goblin Guides and Eidolons that add up damage over turns to kill you. And the Crabs are the Eidolons and Goblin Guides in this deck. Lightning Bolt for this Crab is great. Trying the third Lightning Bolt might be a little much, but it's alright. Another Crab. And basic Swamp, cool. Not a fetch land. Got away with that one. God, I hope they don't have Surgical. Getting 2 cards out of my hand with a Surgical would be such a tilt. A Crab. Hit some lands and a Harmonic Prodigy. Okay. Now I'm going to Cavern on Shaman. And I think I'm going to Burning Tree Emissary into Lightning Bolt here. It's not the Burning Tree Emissary into Anarchomancer I was hoping for, but it still gets a Shaman into play while removing their thing. I'm not mad about that interaction. Milling 3 cards total off of 2 crabs. Oh, the third bolt's paying out. Who knew? Field of Ruin. All right. They hit a Seasoned Pyromancer, so I have something with Graveyard Synergy now. All right, guess I have to lean in on this one. Lightning Bolt the crab. And I'm not going to not cast my spell. Is Forest or Mountain more important? I think Forest. No, it's definitely Mountain. I guess maybe it doesn't matter. That was a good turn to have to fetch because they have Field of Ruin and can force me to fetch anyway, so it's all good. And they just didn't have one. Nice. And I have the Rage Forger. That's good for 8 damage next turn. Taking out my Cavern. I wonder if this is because they don't have anything else or if they just top decked a trap. Hedron Crab. The 4th crab, no land drop to go with it. Ooh, Coco. I am going to fetch right now because I know they don't have a trap. And I'm not going to Coco. I'm going to Rage Forge and start putting big damage on the board. 2 from the attack and then another 6 coming at you. But we're chump blocking with crab. I love that. Basic Swamp doesn't cast. I was about to say doesn't cast Fractured Sanity, so you got to cycle it. There's exactly 10 damage on board right now before we even Coco. All right, here we go. I'm going to Coco. Oh, Rage Forger and Eternal Witness. What's up? Get in there. Eternal Witness. Any order. Eternal Witness, get back the Coco. Opponent's already conceded, though. That was a nice little layup to start off this second run with Shamans. Already feeling good. Let's keep going. This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and every other format you'll see on this channel. They have multiple customizations so you can view your deck how you want. Text view, stacks, grid, custom grouping by type, subtype, color, light mode, dark mode. However you want to see your deck, they can provide it for you. My favorite feature is you can choose your set printing, make the deck look exactly how you want it to. The deck screen features expandable sections that show you what tokens your deck makes, your recent change history to the deck, stats about mana curve and opening hand distribution, mana cost distribution. You can deal out sample hands and even play test the deck. Island Ponder. You know I'm keeping this one. This site has everything. Follow me on Moxfield.com to keep up with decks I'm playing for the channel and what I'm up to in paper. I'll see you there. On the play in round 2, I'm going to keep this one. It's not coming out blazing, but being on the play, I'm okay starting on a 2-drop, where on the draw, when I mulliganed last game, it's just slower and worse. Whoops. I meant to play Verdant Catacombs because Wooded Foothills can get my basic mountain if I need to do that, and I'm almost certainly fetching for Stomping Ground here. Looks like we got some burn in the chat. With Spear. Yep, the basic mountain might matter here. Stomping Ground tapped and pass. I'd love to see a Burning Tree Emissary right now. Just get some extra meat on the board. Or a 3rd Harmonic Prodigy. Sure, that's cool too. I am going to play one of the Harmonic Prodigies. I want them to have to spend a card on this. Like, Lightning Bolt can clear it, and then they can attack, but I have a 1-3 blocker in front of this 1-2. And if this thing survives, Elvish Visionary is good for 2 cards. Yep, there's the Lightning Bolt on my creature instead of me. Like that. We knew there was no universe that card was going to survive the turn cycle, but it didn't have to. Like, they could ignore it Visionary. Come on, Burning Tree Emissary. Rage Forger. Someday. I'm going to play another Harmonic Prodigy, and the next turn I can Harmonic Prodigy and Elvish Visionary. Just draw 2 cards right away. And this Prodigy will absorb the Rift Bolt. And Swift Steer is still pushing for damage, obviously, but my creature's slurping up these points. Oh, this one's going upstairs. Okay. Scary mode activated. They must have a Searing Blaze. The worst. Okay. Yeah, Searing Blaze makes it so your creatures are not absorbing damage. You're just taking all of it. The critics are skewered. I am at basically dead. I'm at 2. That's not good. And I have to fetch to 1. Okay. Their hand has to be 2 lands, and their draw step has to be 2 lands, or a land. And then they also need to just brick for the rest of the game. That's what's going on here. That's what I need from my opponent right now. Cavern of Souls on Shaman. Opponent, I'm sure, is over there pumping the fist at how dead I am. Draw 2 cards. Moral victory. I drew 2 cards with 1 Elvish Visionary. What have you done this game? If their hand is all bricks, then Rageforger will actually end this game very quickly. But still, I have little to no faith that their 3 cards in hand can't deal 1 point of damage to me. We sat here for a full minute, if you check their clock, for them to cast Boros Charm. Yeah, good stuff, Burn. All right, just a little slow. The fact that this deck, their whole deck is built with creature removal in it, is tough. Tough to get anything up off the ground. You got Weather the Storms for this one. Void Mirror hits Rift Bolt, but only if you line it up right. Lothus can gain life. Yeah, maybe I just need to bring in everything that gains life. And Realm Walker seems really slow for this matchup. And I'm bringing in another 3-drop. Seasoned Pyromancer is good. Any fast mana is good. I think Harbinger is probably just the worst card here. It only tutors for Rageforger because I'm boarding out my Realm Walker, and Rageforger is unlikely to be great in this matchup because they can pick off all of my peripheral shamans. Rex Sage does destroy Eidolon of the Great Revel. Is that something I'm interested in? Eternal Witness, rebuying a Weather the Storm sounds like a real late game thing that might come up. I am on the play. I don't want to get too bogged down in my own shit here. Yeah, I would like to execute my plan as well as possible here. Okay, I have a Burning Tree Emissary into Harmonic Prodigy on turn 2. I'm going to keep this. It needs a land to get these Rageforgers going, but dumping out 2 things is how we can keep up with burn. Stomping Ground tapped and send it. The flip side is just trying to play Prodigy and then doubling Burning Tree Emissary, which gets me a turn 3 Coco. But I think I'd rather get 2 things out early. I mean, we'll see what I draw and what they play. All of that might affect my decisions. They have a Goblin Guide. Can I have a land, please? I need it. Give me that land. Elvish Visionary. Okay. So I'm going to Burning Tree Emissary into Harmonic Prodigy and then try to draw 2 cards with Visionary next turn. If this wasn't a deck with 35 removal spells in it, I would lead on Harmonic Prodigy and try to go nuts with Emissary next turn. But this is a deck with 30 plus removal spells in it. Both of these creatures are capable of blocking Goblin Guide. I'm totally cool putting Burning Tree Emissary under the bus to save 2 life. Core Firewalker. Is that even good? I'm not convinced that does anything. Okay, I would love to draw a Burning Tree Emissary here. I'm really glad that wasn't any burn spell deal. And I guess it will gum up the board pretty well, but also whatever. Ignoble Hierarch. Alright, I'm going to draw 2 cards. Hope one of them's a land. First card. Second card. Come on, land. God damn. Right. Disappointing. There are 21 lands in this deck, and I'm 11 cards in. Sad times for our hero. Opponent has a Bloodstained Mire, fetching it. Boros Charm goes face, and you gain 1 life. That doesn't impact my creatures. I'll take that. I need to get critical mass and just overwhelm them. And if they're casting cards like Boros Charm, that's fine with me. Okay. They move their Skewer the Critics over to my Harmonic Prodigy. That's a good call. That card is going to beat you eventually. Now Core Firewalker can attack. It has Pro Red. I'm not going to chump with Visionary. Or am I? Maybe I am. I'm definitely going to trade with Goblin Guide. Oh, draw land, draw land, draw land. Easy block on that one. I think if you're attacking with anything, you should attack with both. Oh, that's good. Okay, this loads up my board and gives me a shot at more lands that I desperately need. Seasoned Pyromancer is going to discard one of the Harmonic Prodigies and Ignoble Hierarch. That's where I'm going with this. Did find a land and a third Rage Forger. I'm ready to be full of rage. Another land, 3 cards left in their hand. I'm at 13. Using the Philosophy of Fire. I'm still alive. When you play against Burn, this is kind of an old school thing, but playing against Burn, if you imagine each of their cards in hand is worth 3 damage, they can currently deal 9 to me. I'm going to Rage Forger. This makes Elvish Visionary big enough to attack, and I don't have to shock in Stomping Ground. So I can attack with Visionary and Seasoned Pyromancer. That lets Core Firewalker attack me back, but I can at least start putting damage on them. They haven't been getting rowdy with this Firewalker. Like, they seem really interested in leaving it back on defense, which probably could have been in for 2 to 4 damage already this game. Just gonna hope they keep playing it like that, because that's how I can get away with this. But now I have a second Rage Forger coming down. Yeah, if they can't kill me now, we'd be in some trouble. Skullcrack. Okay. I go to 10. Now with Philosophy of Fire, they could kill me with the Firewalker. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. Okay. Land is good. They're going to redraw right away. Lava Spike. Uh-oh. I hope that's just because it's a sorcery and not because the Flurry is about to kill me. Oh no. Yeah, if this Firewalker attacks, I'm dead. Oh, they're bolting Rage Forger. Great deal. Love it. 1 card left in hand. You're going to attack? I would love to draw a pain-free untapped source of mana. That'll do. Okay. Cavern of Souls on Shaman. I'm going to play Harmonic Prodigy and Rage Forger. Sucks I lost the first Rage Forger, but it was 3 damage that didn't go to my face. And each of these creatures get 2 counters, and they deal 2 when they attack. I'm going to attack with the Elementals as well. Because if they want to block the Seasoned Pyromancer and absorb the 5, then they're going to take the 2 from the Elementals. I'm likely dead here. I can't block this Firewalker. If it attacks for 2, puts me to 5, but they've been kind of playing like this last card in their hand isn't a good one for a while now. Okay. Moment of truth. One of us is dead on this turn cycle. I'm F6'd. Sunbaked Canyon. That's good news. I wish it was Mountain, but that's still good news. Either way that this breaks, my question on turn 2 of is this even good? The answer is yes. It has gained them, 7, 8 life, plus absorbed 8 damage worth of attacking from Seasoned Pyromancer. Yes, they would be dead if this Firewalker wasn't in play. Though I may be dead if it was just a burn spell instead of a Firewalker. I don't know. Skewer the Critics on Hardcast going after Rage Forger. Okay, I got another one. Don't worry about it. Oh, sick. All right, that should shut this game down. Red. Rage Forger. We get another double set of triggers, which don't affect Harmonic Prodigy, unfortunately. I am aware of that now. And then attack. Take 4 right away. Is this lethal? 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, this is lethal. Don't even need to show them the Weather the Storm. Yeah, I have a 6/6 and 3 1/1s that cannot be blocked here. Yeah, I mean, Lightning Bolt and Skewer the Critics are in the graveyard that both were pointed at my creatures, and I'm at 7, and I have not been able to block this Court Firewalker for the entire game. I imagine there was a more aggressive line there that would have won it. Okay, we've seen Core Firewalker. Do I care? Don't think so. Nothing I can do about it anyway. The one thing I could do about it is bring in Magus of the Moons and lock out all the white cards in their deck. Boros Charm, Lightning Helix, Core Firewalker, etc. until they bolt Magus of the Moon. But their deck's full of bolts, so probably not interested in that. Okay, I think the deck that I submitted is still the deck that I have. Rexage for Eidolon or Magus for white cards are the two things that I could do, but I don't think either of them are worth doing. This one accelerates, but isn't going anywhere. I'm going to mulligan. Okay, this one's way better. I'm going to send one of the Hierarchs to the bottom. So Spear, okay. Another company. A little dangerous there. But that is the type of card that can catch me up and then put me ahead when I'm on the draw against an aggressive deck. Just need to survive until I have 4 mana. Twice. I'd love to see Core Firewalker right now. That'd be a great way to use your turn. Please. Lightning Bolt targeting my Hierarch. Alright. They still want to be a control deck. In for 2. There's no Universe I was blocking there. Come on, Burning Tree Emissary. That's the best card I can draw right now. I can get 2 things into play and play the Visionary. Okay, I'm going to Stomping Ground tapped and play another Ignoble. This gives me turn 3 Collected Company if they don't also kill this Hierarch. And lets me get my land in. They didn't bolt in the end step. They could have Searing Blaze last turn and didn't. And 1 damage, definitely not blocking. They just passed the turn. Cool. I'm going to fetch a Mountain and cast Company in my main phase because there are base creatures, mana creatures, and draw card creatures in my deck, all of which I want to do in my main phase. Alright, let's draw 2 cards. Sucks to see Weather the Storm hit the bottom. There's shuffle effects in my deck. We'll keep digging. There's Burning Tree Emissary. That's what I wanted on the front half of that. Okay. Boros Charm in the end step. You got it. My hand is pretty loaded up now. If they can't kill this Harmonic Prodigy, I'm going to go nuts next turn. Second Swift Spear. Okay. I am going to block both Swift Spears if they attack. I'm the control deck now. I'm in this Collected Company phase of the game where I just need to be alive to resolve my more powerful spells than they have. I'm going to start with a Burning Tree, try to get 4 mana. I think if they could have killed my creature, they would have done it. They could bolt in response, and I don't get double mana. But that's not what happened. This lets me Company right now. Still with my land drop available. A Prowess trigger off Coco. That's funny. Harmonic Prodigy. I think I want Clothis and another Prodigy. A Clothis and Prodigy. Clothis is Awake. And I would rather draw 3 cards without taking damage than Rage Forger while taking damage. Their Emissary. And I'm going to take no damage for this one. Might as well attack with Harmonic Prodigy. Got to win this game somehow. Get in for 5 thanks to the triple Exalted and the Prowess. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Devotion. They can kill Burning Tree Emissary to take me off Devotion. Anything else that dies, I'm still devoted. And I'm going to start gaining life next turn. Alright, don't kill me. 2 cards in hand. They have not indicated they can kill a creature. 4 or 5 indestructible blocker. Sunbaked Canyon. Good news. Lightning Bolt targeting me. Alright. Race is on. No attack. Clothis, get hungry. Big homie. Exile this Lightning Bolt from their graveyard. Gain 2 life. You could Skullcrack it, I guess. And then I don't gain life. Alright. Life gained. I'm going to cast Harmonic Prodigy first because it's free. Because Burning Tree Emissary. Oh, we're going to go completely ham here. Emissary. I would like 8 mana, please. Yep. And Anarchomancer will pay for itself over the course of this turn. Elvish Visionary, draw 4 cards. Storm is 3. Another Anarchomancer. Another Rage Forger. Anarchomancer, get in there. All these cards cost 1 now. Visionary. Draw another 4. All right, we're going completely insane. Insanity's been achieved. I could Cavern of Souls, get another Shaman into play. Cavern on Shaman. This lets me cast Ignoble Hierarch. And then multiple Rage Forgers, X4. I think my opponent's actually just dead right now. Genuinely mega dead. Put 4+1 counters on all my Shamans. And let's do that again. Sham, wow. What am I worried about? Deflecting Palm? Do I even care about that? I don't think so. I think they're dead to the triggers before that even matters. In with everything. Use the same target's MTGO shortcut. And then the always yes and always yield. Not a bad turn 5. And just like that, we're 2-0. We've already won twice as many matchups as we did with the last build. Keep this rolling. You come here to level up at Magic. To level up as a software engineer, check out the new YouTube series Dev Better, hosted by the founder of 7 Factor Software and Magic player, Jeremy Duvall. 7 Factor's small teams of high-performing engineers build custom mobile apps, APIs, and highly scalable systems for Fortune 500 companies and ambitious startups with great ideas. If you'd like to hire 7 Factor, or maybe join their team, contact them through their website at 7factor.io. And don't forget to subscribe to 7 Factor's YouTube for every episode of Dev Better. On the draw for round 3, this hand's great. I'm going to keep it. Got some acceleration, got a Cavern, got my 1 main deck interaction spell. Okay, cool. I think it's a Blood Crypt strategy. Ignoble Hierarch. Get after it. Probably this Rakdos deck. Oh, Unlicensed Hearse. I don't care about that. There are decks that do. Oh my god. Well, I'm gonna fetch my basic Mountain and Harmonic Prodigy plus Ignoble Hierarch, I think is the way to go here. Just get my mana set up under me, and then I'm setting up a large next turn. Though the Harbinger doesn't really help me next turn. Also against Rakdos, I don't really expect Harmonic Prodigy to still be in play. Oh, it's gonna be. Cool. Deal. Alright, let's draw a Elvish Visionary. That's the nuts here. Oh, speaking of the nuts, this Pyromancer just discarded 2 Croxes. Alright, Elvish Visionary off the top. Elvish Visionary. Bummer. A Cavern on Shaman. And do I even do like the Mana Blast? Or do I chill with my Lightning Bolt and just play Flamekin Harbinger and attack for a bunch of damage? I guess I already have a ton of mana. Oh, I could Harbinger for Realm Walker. But if my top card isn't a Shaman, the party's over. Season... Oh. Yeah, I can't get Season Pyromancer. That's right. Not an Elemental. I'm going to start by attacking with Harmonic Prodigy. Then I can decide everything else after that. This thing's going to attack for 5. Because each of these Exalted triggers happens twice. I think I should Emissary and use the Emissary to Flamekin Harbinger for Rage Forger. All of these things are Shamans. Even if they pick off the Harmonic Prodigy, I'm coming in with a lot of damage. And the Shamans do need to be in play up front for that to matter. 4 Exalted triggers coming at you. 5/7 creature. Just a little chump block. Fair enough. Good call. And red, green, Burning Tree Emissary. Unfortunately, not as exciting as I would like. Flamekin Harbinger doubles, but searching twice with this doesn't make sense because you just shuffle the second one. Or shuffle the first one with the second. I'm going to say no to the first ability and then yes to the other. Put a Rage Forger on top. And pass the turn. Burn off all that tasty mana. I have plenty of mana to still Lightning Bolt. Don't need to do it now. Don't know what my target's going to be. Unlicensed Hearse. 8 my lands from the graveyard, sure. These Croxes are pretty far away from being active. God, 4 black mana is so scary. Turok, sure. Okay, so Turok resolves. And I'm going to bolt him in response to his ability. So I lose my Cavern of Souls, and Turok is out of the way. Maybe killing Seasoned Pyromancer is better, but putting their graveyard card in the graveyard, like 2-2 versus 2-1, I don't think is a huge impact on this board. Yeah, I'm about to smear with Rage Forger. All my creatures get +2/+2 and then deal 2 each when they attack. Everything's bigger than everything they have. And they could double block on my Harmonic Prodigy, but then they're dead. Rage Forger. Pew, 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 pew. Alright, you're at 12 before you even go to blocks. If you block my biggest 2 creatures, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, you're not quite dead. But it hurts. If they double block Harmonic Prodigy, they go to 1. I guess you could crew the car, block with the car, activate the car, and trade with my 4/4. Alright, just eating Harmonic Prodigy. That's fine. Yeah, definitely forgot about that, but you're still at 1. And Rage Forger is still in play, and I still have 5 creatures with power and toughness. Take a look. Interesting they didn't block with Elemental, just absorb 4 damage. What are they saving that for? Is like Village Rites in the deck, or something that uses sacrificing a creature as an outlet? I don't know. Alright, cool. Another Rage Forger Field victory. Lothus is going to be great because they are a graveyard deck, and this is just a sticky threat. Don't think I want Magus of the Moon. Relic, I think I do want. Weather the Storm, probably not for this matchup. And Eternal Witness seems great. Realmwalker seems great. This is exactly the sort of grindy matchup where these type of cards actually play. I'm probably looking at Harbingers as my cuts, as usual. And I like the card advantage of Visionary. I like the speed of Burning Tree. I could cut an Ignoble Hierarch against this removal heavy, discard heavy deck. Just sacrifice speed for stability. But in this deck, in a lot of ways, speed is stability. Maybe it's Anarchomancer. And that's another... Anarchomancer versus Burning Tree Emissary is interesting because they're both mana advantage, but one of them is short-term mana and the other is long-term. Like Anarchomancer and Ignoble Hierarch give me 8 ways to turn 3 a Collected Company. Burning Tree Emissary doesn't do that. But neither of these other things let me cast 3 creatures on turn 2. I think I'm going to shave an Emissary and keep Anarchomancer. Yeah, let's try it like this. Okay, I'm going to keep this hand that has Burning Tree Emissary and Goblin Anarchomancer in it. This is certainly a discard deck. They can pick my hand apart, probably. Ragavan. Boring, but okay. Here is my land, and I'll pass the turn. I'm going to let Rag connect before I fetch. Just leave an extra land in the deck to take instead of a good spell. Took a Verdant Catacombs, deal. Inquisition, disappointing. Probably losing my Burning Tree here. Who took Eternal Witness? They're playing the long game. Or they have 2 discard spells. Well, they pass priority, so they don't have 2 discard spells. Setting up for a long game, though. Ooh. Armani P. I think I'm going to Emissary into Anarchomancer. Or I could Emissary into Prodigy. Anarchomancer gives me Prodigy, Elvish Visionary, and more next turn. Okay. Cavern Shaman, Burning Tree, and Anarchomancer is my play. I am pretty happy to trade Burning Tree Emissary for Ragavan, and then try to go bonkers next turn. Nope, Lightning Bolt, sure. Fair enough. Oh, alright, clearing with the bolts. Making room for Rag to keep ragging. Like an Ignoble Hierarch, that card's pretty good. Makes Ragavan bigger. Means it doesn't trade with my Elvish Visionary next turn. And turns a treasure into sticky mana. Love to find a Lightning Bolt here. How about that one, deck? I'm going to lead on Visionary. And drew a Cavern. Cool. This is how this matchup falls apart. We still have Collected Company we can rip off the top. Elvish Visionary off the top, now that I've sequenced the Harmonic Prodigy into it, is pretty nice. Liliana, okay. Probably going to minus to keep the Ragavan going. Yep, okay. Ragavan's in for 3 now. Thanks, my deck. Oh, they have your own Harmonic Prodigy. You can get double exalted if you want it. You can probably. Why not? Good card. Alright, I need an Elvish Visionary here. Or a Collected Company. Float this, though. I can put this one into play. See where this goes. Doesn't affect the Ragavan, unfortunately. Oh, that's a Shaman. Fuck. Busted. It's not fair when you have your own Shamans. Stop it. Stop it. And I take 4 from Ragavan here. Can Collected Company even save me anymore? I don't think so. I took another Prodigy. Oh no. And the good news is I didn't want that Prodigy. The bad news is now they have 2 of them. Each player discards a card. I got extra lands for days over here. And Rage Forger is the hit. Exile your Seasoned Pyromancer. Cavern on Shaman. Harmonic Prod. Nope. Still not a Shaman. Over here trying to tap my Cavern for it. Okay. Pumps nothing, because I have no Shamans. I'm just going to keep playing this game like I have a sweeper. Like, I can't actually win it, but if I play like there's a Pyroclasm in my deck, maybe they'll think about it for future games. But Terminate. And the Harmonic Prodigies are prowessing up each other. So they get double prowess. Good stuff. All right, and now I die. Okay. Who's the Shaman deck now? They did way more Shaman stuff than I did that game. I play draw, though. That Ragavan getting things going before I could get my creature in. Now I'm on the play again. Maybe I do want my Burning Tree Emissaries to max out on Ragavan resilience. I could shave a Rage Forger, which might seem crazy, but also if they're a deck full of removal and edicts and stuff, and I never get to go wide, that makes sense to me. I'm going for it. On the play, 1 lander that doesn't cast Lightning Bolt. Nope. I'm going to send that one. And this hand isn't pretty, but I am going to keep it. I'm not going to 5 against the discard deck. Opponent is going to 5, though. Hey, opponent went to 5 cards. That makes me feel better about my Multi 6. Get this relic in there. They are Croaks a deck. This can even change the size of Unlicensed Hearse. Bugbear, Denbear. Oh yeah, Eternal Witness. One of the better cards for the matchup, I imagine. Like, I expect Lightning Bolt, and then they untap and do something, and then Ewit can just pick that back up. Should exile your Lightning Bolt before you can do anything with it. Uh-oh. No discard spell. Dees. I'm just going to Eternal Witness now. They are a discard deck, and I want to cash in this 2 for 1 right now while it gets me anything at all. Cool. And that sets up Anarchomancer plus Visionary next turn. Even if I don't draw a land, I can double spell. And expect Liliana here. Okay, command. Sure, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's a 2 for 1 all day, and I don't even get to draw a card because I'm tapped out. Good stuff. And Anarchomancer gives me Visionary for 1 mana. And Anarchomancer. Alright, I'm set up for a pretty good Rage Forger turn next turn. If I draw a land, I get to cast my whole hand next turn. Otherwise, I cast Anarchomancer plus Rage Forger. Engineered Explosives on 2. Well, shit. Okay, that's fine. Land? Cool. Alright. I'm going to take the damage to have good mana here. An Anarchomancer plus Rage Forger. 2 cards left in their hand. They're about to draw for turn. 5 mana. They could fire up Den of the Bugbear, but I don't think you want to race me here. Lightning Bolt? Okay. 1 card left. Oh no, is it Liliana? Oh, Seasoned Pyromancer. That might be worse. Straight up draw 2. Oh. Yeah, I'm doing this one. Burning Tree Emissary and Klothys is insane. Klothys and BTE. Yeah, the Realm Walker is exciting, but the Emissary gives me Rage Forger as well here. Big money. That wakes up Klothys. Right, take your 1 and maybe 4 more. Okay, 3 cards in hand. I'm way ahead on board. A removal spell puts Klothys back to sleep, but it's still chugging activation-wise. Liliana. I'm going to sacrifice Burning Tree Emissary. I like the extra damage Rage Forger provides. And the Rage Forger attack kills Liliana. You can send it at a Planeswalker. Exile this Kolaghan's Command. And attack Liliana. Or attack my opponent. And Rage Forger will deal 1 to Liliana. Oh shit. I saved my... I saved my targets. Moto shortcut. And it went to the wrong place. Yep. Wish Liliana was dead here. Oops. Normally that's the right call. They can exile 1 of these Seasoned Pyromancers, or they could just pass the turn and wait for me to target it and exile it then. Ooh, Phyrexian Crusader. Red and white. Those are the colors my deck is. Exile Seasoned Pyromancer from a graveyard. Super salty this Liliana's in play. It's probably gonna end up killing me somehow. I mean, the Klothys is dealing damage to them too. It's not just life gain, so there is a long-term plan here. If this Phyrexian Crusader can infect me to death. But they're not really in a position to attack with it. I think Burning Tree Emissary should go. Rage Forger provides less devotion for Klothys, but Rage Forger does more in play than Burning Tree Emissary does. Like the passive ability is not irrelevant. If I draw a second Rage Forger, I can attack for a bajillion. Because I put 2 counters on this one, then it attacks, and it does count itself as long as it has a +1 counter on it. Getting rowdy here. Can't block. 2 poison. And both this? Oh, come on. You have exactly 5 cards. God damn. That sucks. All right. Just a little too slow here. Well, took a bunch of damage from that. Race is on. All right, Klothys, you got to win this game. Klothys, exile a creature from my graveyard. And I think leaving this card in my hand to save Kroxa damage is worth more. Yeah. We're just in a straight up race here. Klothys versus Kroxa. They threaded that perfectly. If Relic was in play 1 more turn, or if Klothys had 1 more thing, or if Liliana was on 1 more loyalty and didn't kill herself, all of this, it becomes trivial. Right game. Collected Company sends me into space. Got options here. Just need my opponent to draw slightly worse than me. They do have to be careful with their attacks, though. If they just attack with everything, 6, 7, 8 damage, I discard this Ignoble Hierarch, and they're dead on the backswing. The infect doesn't matter. Gleaning in on Dead of the Bugbear makes it 10 damage, or a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 damage. Is that how this card works? This attacks for 4, right? 3 + 1. Yeah, okay. I'm just not going to block. Yeah, Turok grows here. I could double block Turok, but this attacks for 9. If I attack with both creatures, oh, they can block with Den of the Bugbear. That's not cool. Oh, there's more stuff. Terminate. Okay. Take 9 here if I do nothing. I could block. I'm mostly on Coco or Bust anyway. I go to 6. Trigger, I go to 8. I think I need to just take this. Cards on my deck get so much better with Harmonic Prodigy in play. Just draw a Collected Company and make this easy. How about that? Company. Oh, that's a good one. Eat your Terminate. This gets to draw 2, then discard those 2 and do more stuff. It makes Turok pretty big, but that doesn't matter if I have blockers. Right, I get 1 token off the Anarchomancer. Turok gets 2 points larger. And I guess I play this land and then pass. Oh, it's tight. It's so tight. Here comes combat. I'm gonna sacrifice or discard the Anarchomancer. No choice in that regard. I'm gonna block I don't want to die to Lightning Bolt here, so I am going to block. Just conserving life total. Seasoned Pyromancer in the graveyard. I can exile that to make 2 friends next turn. It's got to survive 1 more turn cycle for our Klothys trigger. They go to 1, I go to 10 on my turn. Exile this Anarchomancer. And Burning Tree Emissary was a great draw. Hold up. Do I want to take 3 from Klothys and get an extra body in play? Or do I not care about that? Den of the Bugbear, 7. Block. Okay, I'm going for it. I'll take the 3 from Klothys, or from Kroxa. I'm just saying random Elder God names. Here we go. All right, there's all my creatures. That's what I can do. Pass the turn. Please don't kill me. At 7 from the attack. 4 blockers. They are dead to my Klothys trigger next turn. Fingers crossed, cheeks clenched. There's a bunch of mana. Activating Den of the Bugbear. That doesn't do it. That gives you 4 attackers. I have 4 blockers. Take the 3 there. Trade with Den. Chump. Eat the Goblin. If they have some sort of instant speed graveyard hate, that can stop fizzle my Klothys activation. Oh, I drew Bolt. Doesn't even matter. Burning Tree Emissary. Now I kind of hope they do have the Surgical. Wow, Klothys carried that game by itself. Did almost all of the damage that was dealt to my opponent. Gained me, what was that, 10, 12 life? And I stabilized at 7, or survived at 7. Wow. Amazing match. Great sideboard. On to the next one. We remain undefeated. We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. I'm on the draw in round 4, and I have a chance to do something risky. There's 20 lands in my deck. Slightly better than 1 out of 3 cards is a land. I'm going to see 2 draws before I miss a land drop. I have 2 pieces of acceleration in Ignoble and Archaeomancer, or Anarchomancer. I'm keeping this hand. Risk it for the biscuit. An island? Oh, Merfolk. Gonna Ignoble here. That's the turn. Didn't find the land this hit. Guess there's some outside chance it's like or 4-color, 5-color humans, but no, I'm thinking Merfolk. Silver Gill Adept revealing Master of the Pearl Trident. Okay. And I didn't find it. I can Anarchomancer and set up big money for next turn. I could Harmonic Prodigy. There's a couple ways I can invest in next turn, or I could Elvish Visionary, try to find the land now. I think that's the worst of the options. I'm going to Anarchomancer. That gives me at least Harmonic Prodigy plus Elvish Visionary, draw 2 cards next turn. And if I find a land in between, I can do even more. All right, go. It is now clear exactly how shifty my mana is. If they have a Dismember or a Harbinger of the Tides or something, they're highly incentivized to use it. Mutavault, attack for 2. Definitely not blocking. Nope. Bummer, Dismember. Oh, they went after an Anarchomancer, though. Do you have 2 Dismembers? Or what's up with that? Tideshaper turns my land into an island. Okay. You also have Harbinger of Tides? Why isn't this Master in play? Uh-oh. Oh, it's Merfolk Trickster. Okay. Yep. Good one. Draw land. Draw land. Draw land. Okay, we're dead. Yeah, I took a high intensity, little risk, high risk, high reward, or medium risk, high reward line, and they had 3 ways to fuck with my mana. Off 3 mana, they went Dismember, turn your land into an island, and tap your Mana Dingus. Like, it took all that and me missing both land drops for that to not work out. Yeah, whatever. I'm not going to feel bad about that. Rex Sage can hit Aether Vial. I don't know if they're going to play Spreading Seas, but it can hit that too. Tideshaper usually does. the same thing. Magus of the Moon turns off Cavern of Souls and Mutavault. I'm not sure I care about those, though. I don't really have a sideboard for this matchup. It's just already here in the main deck. And off we go. Same deck. Okay, this hand has Lightning Bolt in it. I'm going to keep. Yeah, this one's much more stable. It can interact. Just the second land is really clutch here on top of everything else. Cavern of Souls and Vial. Okay. This lets me get a Stomping Ground. Guilt-free. Oh, yeah. And knowing that they have effects that turn my lands into things I don't want them to be, I'm just going to I'm going to pay the iron price to get another Stomping Ground here. I would hate to fetch a basic and then they take me off a whole color with a single Tide Shaper. Let's rip it. There's a long pause here. Do you have Subtlety? That would be pretty annoying. Let's go another round of that. And at the end of the road, Anarchomancer, setting up a big next turn. And chip it. Burning Tree Emissary. What a sweet card. Thing's been relevant in every format it's legal in. I guess this being the tip of the iceberg. All of the lower power formats it's legal in, for sure. Haven't seen much of it in Legacy or Vintage. I'm going to attack with my Emissaries. And then play another Anarchomancer. Miss land drop, no problem. Keep that mana coming. And Dismember is not free. Took 4 damage to do that, and I am an aggro deck. This format doesn't have back to basics or Wasteland or anything that's gonna cut my lands out from under me. I can Lightning Bolt Tide Shaper to unlock my lands, if I even care. Good chance I don't. There's a Tide Shaper. Yep. Yeah, this only stays an island, and as long as Tide Shaper's in play, I can bolt to set my friend free here. Do I want to bolt? I think I do. I want to bolt and then Elvish Visionary and try to dig out of this. Uh-oh. Okay, yeah, that doesn't actually change anything. It's still a 3-power creature. You sack it, I can still... It's still dead. Like, yeah, that doesn't actually do anything. Elvish Visionary, let's go. Find me the land for Ignoble Hierarch. Let's keep pushing. Rage Forger, next turn. 1-1 is smaller than 2-2. Here's 6 damage. And my opponent also missed their land drop. They have Aether Vial though, so that's not like... It's not like we're living in the same world here, but we have both cheated on mana this game while missing land drops. No attack, pass the turn. Are they gonna Trickster my Anarchomancer in the upkeep so it doesn't get to reduce my costs? Smart. If I draw land, I can still Rage Forge. Harbinger, not what I wanted. I'm gonna Hierarch. And I'm gonna Harbinge and not search. I'm also not gonna attack because Mirror Regery or Svalin or Emperor Mihal all just eat my creature in combat, which I'm not interested in. A lot of 3-drops here that just blow me out when I can kill them with Rage Forger pings next turn. I'm going to decline the search, which they should be worried about because that means I have Rage Forger in hand. No attacks. So I'll put in Svalin. Look at that. What a surprise. If their land drop, 2 cards left in hand. If Svalin attacks, they can draw a card. Master of Waves is a pretty potent thing against my board, but Rage Forger still kills in that world. Lord of Atlantis. I don't have any islands yet. Putting Harbinger into play gives me 6 shamans, which is why I did that last turn. That's exactly their life total, even if they block everything. Svalin's getting in for the card. Trickster's coming too. Yeah, I'm not blocking this. This is 9 damage. It's not lethal. Therefore, I'm not touching it. Eternal Witness. Not what I need. Hopefully Rage Forger just resolves and wins the game on its own right now. What is this? Subtlety? No! They did have Subtlety earlier. Yikes. Okay, so I lose? Rage Forger. Top or bottom? Am I dead here? I will put Rage Forger on the top and All of their available creatures are 3/3s. Wow, that sucks. Oh, nope, Mutavault is bigger than that. Nope, I have no attacks. Nice card. Yeah, that long pause earlier. Should have trusted my intuition. I mean, not that I could play around it. This is the cards I've drawn this game in the order I've drawn them. Now I'm in trouble. I don't have any islands, so blocking is legal. The 3 flying I can't stop, so I'm at 4, which means I have to block basically everything. Oh, Lord of Atlantis didn't attack. If I block the Hex Catcher, then Merfolk gets smaller. And put Flamekin Harbinger in front of Svalin. Oh yeah, I just need way more blocks than this. Bummer. Yeah, I have to block every one of these things. I guess I don't have to block Hexcatcher. If I move my Burning Tree Emissary over to the Trickster, then I take 5. And then I get 1, 2, 3. It's 5 damage. And then 3 pings plus at least 3 getting through. Yeah, I need the... Okay. This is the block that wins me the game if they have nothing, and if they have anything, I lose. Another subtlety, a trickster, any of the above. Here we are. It resolved. And go to combat. Well, I'm attacking. Take 3. There's 1 blocker for 6 power spread across 3 creatures. Wow, play to your outs, folks. I did not think I was winning that one. Cool. Okay, that Aether Vial really did jack me up. Maybe I do want Rex Sage as just some respect for Aether Vial. But what am I cutting? Like, none of these cards seem worse than Rex Sage. I mean, maybe Realm Walker, like this game's not going to get that grindy, and Flamekin Harbinger. But Harbinger finding Rage Forger is actually really important to this matchup, because curving out into that's a big deal. Maybe just Realm Walker. Yeah, this matchup's not going to get grindy. That's not what it's about. I do like Eternal Witness, a chance to bolt 2 things. That's exciting. All right, this is what I got. I now have a small passing nod to the fact that Aether Vial's good. This one is a little slow. I love the Lightning Bolt. Rage Forger needs help. This is a 5-lander. I'm on the draw. I'm going to keep this. It's the worst 7 I'd keep, but here it is. Turn 1 Aether Vial, 3 for 3. Congratulations, opponent. All right, we're already getting closer to success here. Need to draw some spells. There are 16 lands left in my deck. When I fetch, it'll be 15. Ooh. All in on Aether Vial. Something to do with Emissary, please. Bummer. I think I'm going to put Wooded Foothills into play and pass this setup Lightning Bolt, and I can Rage Forger, or I can Emissary into Rage Forger next turn. And leave up Bolt in between. Resolves. Is there some like Piddling Needle creature? No, okay, alright. Just checking. Didn't think so. Just getting lands out of my deck here, and come on, spells. Anarchomancer. It's pretty good. Avernod Shaman. And red, green. Burning Tree Emissary. I think I want to put Anarchomancer into play here, not Rage Forger. This leaves up Lightning Bolt and makes my Rage Forger better next turn. Dismember, snapped it right off. Okay. Do I want to bolt right now? I think so. Just get the material out of play before this thing can become a hex catcher. Oh, left Vial on 2 after missing a bunch of land drops. Interesting. Oh, hex catcher it is. Come on, deck. There's all my lands. Rage Forger, let's go. Start doing some damage. They could Merfolk Trickster to tap that. They did not do that. They could Flash Creature plus Violin Lord to trade with this thing. The Waterlogged Grove and Dismember are picking away at their life total, though, and just getting their life total down. This Harbinger, okay. So they can bounce my creature, take one along the way, and wow, just snapped off Dismember on Rage Forger. Okay, that's pretty aggressively keeping my board clear. I mean, it's gonna work. I have drawn 3 more lands since keeping a 5-lander. There are 12 lands left in my deck. A Burning Tree Emissary. Do what you do. Let's draw a good spell. Cool. Red Burning Tree Emissary. Let's go. Elvish Visionary, not bad here. Not bad at all. And Visionary off the Burning Tree mana. Let's keep it going. All right. It has kept going. Another Shaman. Visionary in there again. And one of the last lands. Okay. That was a pretty good turn. I'm not mad about it. Fully expect Hexcatcher or some other lord to join the party here. Leaving Vial on 2 is a pretty big sign that there's a bunch of lords. Trickster, okay. Tapping my largest creature. Yeah, they're just on the pack rat plan. 2-2 beat down. Let's see if Vial makes a move here. Vial still on 2. Finding their lands, okay. We are Screw beats Flood, and they missed a land drop early and have just hit all their land drops since then. And I had a bunch of lands early and still have a bunch of lands now. I am not going to block this Master and die to anything that comes out of the Aether Vial. 3, 6, 7, 8. All right, deck, help me out here. We need a big one. Collected Company. That's not the big one. Oh, this sucks. Yeah, we're just going to flood out and die. The Lord would be a 3-3 if it comes in. I think I have to stay on defense. Harbinger. Attacking with Visionary would have been so smart. Is it optional? You may return. Okay. Oh, and Dismember in the end step. Yikes! I need a Collected Company so bad. Cracking their Waterlogged Groves. Here comes everything. 4, 5, 6, 7. A Lord of Atlantis is lethal if I don't block every single creature right now. I think I have to like leave something behind. I'm not winning a game from 0 permanents. They've been playing like they have Lord of Atlantis the whole game though, and there are 12 of this effect in the deck. I guess Collected Company exists in the deck for a reason. Alright. Collected Company, play catch up next turn. I'm blocking so I'm not dead to a Lord. Collected Company. Oh, Season Pyromancer, not bad. Okay. Cavern on Shaman. Season Pyromancer. Give me some new cards. Give me a Collected Company. Company. That's not it. Red, green, Anarchomancer. Yeah, I just have to spend the turn chomping again and then I lose. And I have to go all in here. Oh, right. Didn't have to spend one for that. Left the land tapped. Daze me. So I chump blocked the whole board again. Vial still on 2. Terrifying. Svalin doesn't really change anything. Gives the Merfolk Ward. Block and block. Oh, I have to block with everything. Oh, I do have a 1-3 though. Saying there's a chance. That Lord is... Alright. Collected Company, still the draw. Go. And we're dead. Alright. GG. That was some tough flood. I kept a 1-lander game 1 and a 4-lander, or was it 5? Game 3. And both ones punished me. Oh, I think the 1-lander was fine. The 5-lander maybe not so much, but yeah, it didn't go where we're trying to go. Bummer. The trophy is blocked onto the final round. Playing for 4-1. For the absolute best Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, check out the link in the video description to coalesceapparel.shop and be sure to use the code BoshNRoll for 10% off when you check out. I'm on the play against a Gigantha deck. One of the more popular Gigantha options is Death Shadow, which has a lot of removal in it. God, this deck is bananas, or this hand is bananas with a land. I'm going to mulligan though. After last round, all right, straight to a 0 lander. Good stuff. Well, this is a much worse 1 lander than original. I guess we're going to 4. Not like this. All right, keep. I'm going to send Rage Forger away because I can tutor that back up if I want it. I could try to curve Harmonic Prodigy into Coco. Like I could just send, or I could just send all the creatures, keep 3 lands Coco. Or I could send the company on a land, and Harbinger is so bad though, because that stops my draw step. All right, I'm going to get rid of Harbinger and Mountain. Ugh. Obviously this sucks. 4 cards is not how you want to play Magic. And I'm going to Stomping Ground tapped and pass. I don't want to fetch yet because I actually want lands. A Mountain and a Ragavan. Okay, I'll put a 1/3 in front of that. Oh, look who showed up. Bag. Right on time. I'm going to get a Mountain and play Harmonic Prodigy. Maybe just don't have Lightning Bolt. How about that? Block. This is a 1/3. Probably going to Lava Dart this to finish it off. Oh, Ren and 6, sure. Okay, it's Jund. Still got the Ragavan out of here, but let me tell you about Ren and 6 versus Ignoble Hierarch. What the fuck? Guess I'm still going to play it. They have to decide if they're going to plus or minus, which they're obviously going to minus. Cool. Tarmogoyf. And Collected Company can still beat a Jund deck. Need to hit some land drops. All right. And I'm going to play the Rage Forger. Just having something in play is relevant. And all right, land drop. Let's Coco our way out of this. Jund is also a Thoughtseize deck. Maybe they'll play Inquisition of Kozilek. That would be great. Wipes a 2/3. Can't block it. Plus Ren on Bloodstained Mire. Fetching. Are we Grandfather Jund with Bloodbraid Elf? Oh no. Right. Soul of Windgrace. This is a thing that Jund decks are doing. It's very good. Okay. Here we go. We got to the Coco. Mostly on time. 1 turn late. Okay, Realm Walker is actually gas here, and so is Seasoned Pyromancer. It's a really good Coco. I'm going to name Shaman for the Realm Walker. Put the cards Lightning Bolt, and then any order. My top card is Elvish Visionary. My top card's Coco again. All right, good, good, good. I mean, we're pretty far behind. This Soul of Windgrace can mess me up, but we're chilling. Yeah, they have Ren plus Soul. None of Soul's abilities are removal spells. Let's discard a land, gain 3 life, discard a land, draw a card, discard a land, Windgrace becomes indestructible. Shadow Spear. Yeah, that's pretty good. When it attacks, they get another land. I'm not blocking this. I'll take my 6. Not going to be able to race a Shadow Spear. That's a problem. They're drawing a card, discard Den of the Bugbear, draw a card. Ren still gets to activate this turn. About to draw Coco. Visionary's not where we're going here, but Coco will hit the Visionary as well. Or is there an Anarchomancer line here? I could Anarchomancer, play Visionary from the top, play Visionary from hand. Set up Coco for later. Is there going to be a later? All right, I'm going to try this Anarchomancer line. Visionary from the top of my deck. There's a Rage Forger and a Burning Tree Emissary. But I can't cast the Burning Tree Emissary. Can cast the Visionary, land on top, and so I just have to like try to stay alive this turn, and then maybe next turn there's something to do. The life total is going to be enormous. Thoughtseize takes, I mean, they could go after Coco or Rage Forger. Forger's actually the good card here. Took the Coco. Drawn a card with Soul. Inquisition, all right, fine. That's a good reason to take the Coco. Now I lose my Rage Forger. Which was the whole thing I was trying to do here. Ren killed a Visionary. Good call. Isle Spellbomb. I don't care much about that. There is an Eternal Witness in my deck somewhere. And they are Hellbent. Fucking with the 4/5 Goyf. Guess I just block Goyf with the Elvish Visionary. Take the 3. And hope Realm Walker finds the third Rage Forger this turn. Shaman on top. No! Alright. I don't have a way to clear the top card on my deck, and we are dead. Okay. Yeah, pretty solid game from Mull to 4, all things considered. We went in there a little bit. Okay, Grandfather Jund. Klothys is going to be good here. They're also a Saga deck. We saw Nile Spellbomb and Shadow Spear, which are not cards that are just in Jund. Magus of the Moon, also pretty good against the 3-color deck with Urza Saga. Ren and 6. Maybe Rex Sage. I don't need all that if I have the Magus stuff going on. Realmwalker is great. Big Noble Hierarch, kind of sus. Like, against Jund, historically, like, Mana Dorks aren't that good because the game's going to go long and they're bad top decks. You're going to hit your land drops. I think I'm going to subscribe to that school. Cut all my Mana Dorks. Leave a Harbinger because it can tutor for Realmwalker, which is actually good in this matchup. Okay. Oh, I just hit submit on 61 cards. We're playing 61 cards. Let's go. Okay, 2 lands and stuff to do with it. I'm going to keep. I'm going to lead on Verdant Catacombs. Probably going to prioritize Stomping Ground off of this one. And Verdant and Wood Hills can get either basic. If basics are even something I want or care about, to be determined. Ragavan. Okay. I am shocking in my Lightning Bolt here and clearing this rag. Stomping Ground, Lightning Bolt, get out. And then I get to, oh yeah, I was going to play Elvish Visionary, but I'm going to go with Harmonic Prodigy and fetch a basic forest because there are Moon Maguses in my deck somewhere. They can spend resources Lightning Bolting this, which would mean they don't get to Ren and 6 this turn. Stunts their development a little bit. Tarmogoyf, love it. Okay, I can double Season Pyromancer this turn and just go nutty. I could get Klothys into play. I hate that that's the right answer. Boring. Yeah, Klothys is going to dominate this game. Even though I wish I was doing something more fun than that. All these Shamans to double, and the potent sideboard card is the right call. And now they can Liliana my Prodigy. Sucks to suck. Oh, they can't Liliana because they're Gigantha. Never mind. It's not that. That's not what's happening. Ren and 6. Sure. And Fatal Push. Bummer. There are instants and creatures in both graveyards. I'll go after Ragavan, I guess. And I'm going to Season Pyromancer before making my land drop. Discard Reclamation Sage and Stomping Ground. I just want things that are 2-for-1s. Elvish Visionary seems really good here. Cracking their Verdant Catacombs that came off the Ren and 6. Pyrite Spellbomb, whatever. Build my Pyromancer, okay. Alright, we're just going after it with Tarmogoyf and Dashing Ragavan. Alright. Good turn. Please don't hit a good card. Alright, Rex Sage, don't care. Didn't want to draw that anyway. I'm gonna eat... Oh, this is actually interesting. I could eat Pyrite Spellbomb, which shrinks Goyf, or I could eat their land, which takes off the Ren and 6 and gives me an Archomancer plus double Visionary this turn. I think I'm actually doing that. Just casting more spells. I would like to make red. Red-green gives me an Archomancer, which gives me Visionary #1, which gives me Lightning Bolt. I could hit this Ren and 6. I could just I'm going to do Visionary again. A land gives me Bolt anyway. Or not that land. Wise guy. Okay. I feel like that was a good use of a turn. Using Klothys to go that way. Thoughtseize, sure. Probably taking Rage Forger. Ren and 6 killed a Viz. Ragavan and 1 mystery card in their hand. I'm going to chump with Visionary. Clearly not a reliable permanent anyway. I can bolt Ragavan or a Den of the Bugbear next turn. Gigantha in hand. It is Gigantic. And use their treasure to play Rag. Might as well. Collected Company. What's up? I think I should probably eat another land this turn. I like draining them so much, but getting Coco and Lightning Bolt seems like a big deal. Fine, I'll do it. Make green, and then Collected Company, Rage Forger, Magus of the Moon, Harmonic Prodigy, another Clothis. That one's a legend. That doesn't help. Prodigy Forger gives me a huge creature. Magus turns off the Den of the Bugbear, but they have all their colors there. Visionary and Prodigy draws 2 cards, and I have a bunch of mana available. But it doesn't really pressure the board. Prodigy gets in the way of Ragavan, though. I think I want Prodigy and Visionary. Just give me more cards, give me more options. I've drawn 2 cards here, Bolt and Anarchomancer. Neither of these are castable, unfortunately. Okay, this is a wall of pals that I can put in front of stuff. I think I'm just going to pass the turn here. And 2 bolts plus Clothis activations. Maybe there's something to make happen here. The 1/3 gets in front of Rag. I don't really need Anarchomancer. I can try to tempo through the Tarmogoyf. I can bolt Den of the Bugbear. Yeah, I'm just going to block with Anarchomancer. Jeggy in hand. If I bolt face here, I go to 7. Clothis puts them to 5. And then they're dead in the next turn cycle. I just got to stay alive that long. Give it a shot. Bolt you. Straight to the dome. And I'm finally going to eat this Pyrite Spellbomb that's been kicking around for a while. Drawing the land to put 2 creatures into play with Old Pyromancer is pretty nice. That's a lot of blockers going into this turn. And I have the other bolt in hand. Hope they don't have a Inquisition of Kozilek here. Unholy Heat. That only deals 2 damage. Okay. Deal. And the Wren. I can bolt Ragavan to keep my Prodigy around, but I don't actually care about my Prodigy. Yeah, that's worse than Seasoned Pyromancer. Exile Seasoned Pyromancer, make 2 blockers. I don't care about Ragavan. I'm going to block the 2 creatures that put me in bolt range and hope Ragavan misses on... Don't even know what it could hit that would change this game. Wooded Foothill certainly isn't it. Another Wren. Okay, we win. Gotta find those tempo plays. Use Clothis for mana twice, which I think is twice as much as I've used Clothis for mana in my entire life. And then found the exact moment of the game where it became correct to bolt them instead of their creatures. Nice. Put you exactly to 0. Let's get a game 3. And Clothis is so good against these grindy bullshit decks, or fair decks. 61 cards. That can't be right. Let's make an adjustment there. Maybe 3 is too much Magus of the Moon. Or is 3 too much Rexage? I think Rexage... I want 2 of each. Those numbers look good. I'm going in like this. Magic gods are killing me with these 1-landers. In these otherwise not hands. Have I learned anything? And this hand is good against Ragavan and Wrenn and 6 and Thoughtseize. It just needs to find a land in the first 2 draw steps. I'm gonna mulligan. God damn it. Unreasonable. 21 lands in the deck. Slightly better than 1 and 3 cards is a land. Alright, well, I'll keep this one and put Rage Forger and... Wow, do I want Lightning Bolt to control early Rag stuff? I think I need Lightning Bolt, and I gotta pick which of these 3 drops is the worst one. Clothis hard carried last game. Alright, I'm gonna bottom Magus of the Moon. Sorry, buddy. I tried to give you a chance to shine. We didn't get there. Opponent also mulled to 6, so I'm only down 1 card here. Basic Mountain Ragavan. At least I got that covered. Drew a 2-drop. Alright, this hand's coming together. I'm going to bolt in combat, not now, so they can't dash another one. Bolt that. And fetch land. Green source. How about Tarmogoyf and not Wrenn and 6? Boo. Boo. Harmonic Prodigy's coming into play, and really hope there's a land on top of my deck. Lothus and Seasoned Pyromancer are both gamers here. But we got to make it happen. Fuck! Alright, that's probably it. And the first appearance of Urza Saga in the match here in Game 3, right on time. Yeah, just firing on all cylinders over there, curving Ragavan into Ren and 6 into Urza Saga while I'm missing land drops. Is not what we wanted to do here. Harmonic Prodigy, get in. Construct in the end step. Didn't make another construct. I don't like that. A Pirate Spellblom plus Ren can finish off Harmonic Prodigy. Or they can Soul of Windgrace. It's Urza Saga straight back into play. And did in fact do the Ren plus Spellbomb thing. This is the end of the road, folks. Okay, still didn't find my land. We're behind on Ren, Saga, and everything else, and Soul of Windgrace. I guess I will play another turn, even though this game is over. Picked off my Visionary with Ren. Can attack for 7 here. And get another trigger off Soul, but there are no lands in graveyards. Alright, there's the Bloodstained Mire they've been kicking around. Bashing for 7, put a land back in their hand. And that's that, folks. Mana troubles when otherwise we were doing pretty well. But that's what happens when you don't have real fixing in your deck. I guess I did board out the Mana Dorks as well, which is just a matchup thing, because against the Ren and 6 Lightning Bolt Fatal Push deck, Ignoble Hierarch is unreliable cardboard, but then it is also part of your mana base when you construct your deck, so upbeats there. 3-2 though, and all the matches were competitive. My last outing with this deck, I went 1-4, and the only match I won was some completely fake deck where my opponent also played bad. So we went 3-2, positive record, stayed competitive against a grouping of real modern decks. This one felt a lot better. Every land coming into play untapped was great. You might just want another land, period. But we flooded out once. I guess we had flood games and screw games, which that's just magic when you're not doing anything to fix those problems with your deck building. Like there's no opt, consider, Ren and 6, Aether Vial, Waterlogged Grove kind of thing. Like the lands are just lands and the spells are just spells, and they don't really do anything to support each other except for Ignoble Hierarch in the middle. But when we did stuff, we went all the way nutty. We had an insane like attack for 60 plus turn 5 game, and we had some grindy come from behind games, and we also had some didn't play the game at all games. That's a reasonable spread. I'm much happier with this outing. Choo Choo Beans, I hope you are too. Everybody, thanks for joining me on Shamans 2, the RE-SHAMANING. I am out of here for today. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Patreon, all the things in the video description that support the channel, and I'll see you for the next one.